Thursday, March 19th, 2020. They're still working on the tracks over there. I come down to see if I can catch a couple trains here and there. So, we'll wait and see. I think we're coming that way. Yeah, we're coming the other way. What was I wrong? Get it out of my window. I guess wherever this one's going, they got tunnels not high enough for double stacks, or bridges or overpasses not high enough for double stacks. A little of the guys, what they're doing with the train going by. Those men work hard though. Middle of the train engine. I wonder if there'll be one on the end. No, that is the end. Looks like we are. I think that's a torch he's using. I'm seeing the sparks. Maybe they're going to lift rail out. I would think, because they've already got it made on the on that platform there that we used to board on. That metal hasn't been that hot since it was since it was made. Here come another one. It's climbing too, so it's coming this direction. Yep. There's a double stack. better, ain't it?
Any other president in history. And for example, in 2017, the FDA approved a muscular dystrophy drug based on an uncontrolled trial of less than 15 patients. That's 1-5. And the drug was approved by the FDA. So what I'm here to report is based on a well-controlled, peer-reviewed clinical study out of the south of France by the most eminent infectious disease specialist in the world, Didier Raoult, MD, PhD.
He is lifting real.
40 patients, which showed a 100% cure rate after taking 2 generic drugs, hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin. 100% cure rate against coronavirus within 6 days. The study was released yesterday morning on my Twitter account, Regano ESQ, and also on covidtrial.io, and was recently accepted into the International Journal of Antimicrobial Agents by Elsevier. We are in contact with hospitals across the country and around the world, and they're implementing this protocol immediately.
So what is it that you have? I mean, do we have to have more trials? That you say the president needs to open this up. What is the next step? Do you have the finished product, and can it be mass produced?
The finished products are generic drugs that have been around for over 50 years. So hydroxychloroquine is an anti-malarial drug that was developed in response to American soldiers coming back from World War II in the Far East that had contracted malaria. It has a high-quality safety profile and has never come off the market since about 1955. It is used on a regular basis to treat autoimmune diseases as well as rheumatoid arthritis. So this is in literally every pharmacy in America, and this can be implemented today. It's very inexpensive. It's a generic drug. The data is unrefutable, and the president can proceed immediately. Again, the FDA has approved drugs based on clinical trials with less patients, and in only one clinical trial. This can happen right now.
Well, this doesn't seem like it's a hard thing. I mean, you know, you're not making, these are both generic drugs, aren't they? I mean, azithromycin's been around forever.
Correct. I mean, who has not heard of a Z-Pack?
Right. So it's not like you're standing or this doctor is standing to make a lot of money on this, correct?
It has nothing to do with that. It really has to do with we're in a global crisis right now. The world is shutting down. The airline industry is having significant difficulties. People are getting fired from their jobs. There's massive layoffs. The infection rate is growing at an exponential rate. ICU rooms are getting overfilled. And most importantly, the doctors and nurses on the front line, that's who is at the biggest risk. And we need to take care of them right now, and this can happen immediately. This protocol needs to be disseminated through the scientific community. Any human being that is listening right now, please disseminate this protocol, which can be found at covidtrial.io or my Twitter account, Regano ESQ. Disseminate it to any scientist, medical doctor, or nurse that you know.
Have you talked to the White House?
We have a direct line to them, and we're waiting for them to reach out.
It's remarkable that you haven't heard from them? Because I think this is kind of the shot that was heard around the world last night. It's nothing new. These drugs have been tried separately. There's no indication that these drugs used together have any kind of ill effects.
So the trial showed that there was a 100% cure rate in 6 days. Both of these drugs have a very high quality safety profile. Again, please submit this protocol to all scientists, medical doctors, and nurses throughout the world, and let them make the peer-reviewed decision. And with respect to the White House reaching out, so we know that President Trump received our white paper within 24 hours after it being published. Dr. Fauci is doing an excellent job, and we know that they're going to make the right decision. This is a matter of national security, and this can be implemented right now, and the scientific evidence here is really unrefutable.
Okay, great. Thank you. It's Regano ESQ. That's RIGANO, Regano ESQ. Or you can find the information at the web address. I'm just looking for it. It's covidtrial.io. Covidtrial.io. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I just have one last point.
Yes.
You have 30 seconds?
Yeah, sure do.
So in addition to this, what's most important is that we stop the transmission of the virus. So it's great that we found a cure that works, but we must stop transmission. So there's strong scientific evidence that hydroxychloroquine will function as a preventative to stop the transmission, and we're starting that trial immediately. And we are asking the government for their support, both financially and scientifically. And if we start this trial today, which we have already done, we will have results within 1 to 2 months, guaranteed. We're in active discussions with Elon Musk on Twitter. Please follow along the conversation. And again, any doctor
Yeah, they're picking
or
up the
nurse
rails.
that wants to participate,
I think that panel track that they made that's sitting right there is going to go down there.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Greg. Stu, I was reading about this last night, and one of the things that caught my eye was that Elon Musk is all over this. Yeah, and I think it's gonna be guys like that really change things. I didn't realize that these were two drugs that are already out in the market. I can't imagine why we're not taking that seriously.
Well, two things, yeah, because it was relatively effective apparently with SARS, which is a very close sort of cousin of what we're dealing with now with COVID-19. The other part about this is the president is about to have a press conference at the task force for coronavirus, and they are expected to be announcing that there will be a lot of restrictions taken off for new drugs and attempts, unapproved drugs, as well as anything that can help the situation. They're going to try to take the reins off here of the system and let people try to solve this thing. And of course,
I don't know the weight of those rails, but I do know from being over there and riding the train in and out of here years ago, they're very, very small compared to the mainline rails.
Has shown promise when it comes to the drugs that he was just talking about. Not only did it show some success with SARS, but it's believed that this can do some damage in this situation, which would be really, really positive. Again, we don't need the vaccine is something that we always talk about, and that's great. We'll get a vaccine eventually, but the issue is, coming up with a treatment is a really big deal. Just having something that can take the person who's on a 10 down to a 7 on a 1 to 10 scale is a massive difference between life and death. And if we can just get there, this...
Sounds like the impact wrench running. It is the impact wrench. See if we can get a view of it. Probably not. They just shut the compressor down. Well, they're running the compressor again. Those guys work their butts off, let's be honest. Well, I gotta go. Time to go to the doctors. Y'all take care out there, and I'll see you.